Hi everyone, I've got a really fun video for you today. Well, fun for me, whether it's fun for you to watch, you'll have to let me know in the comments. But for me, absolutely fun. So, I placed an order with Teone Reinthal, the natural perfumer in Australia. As many of you will know, I fell head over heels in love with her perfume Embers, and I also really love the Blue Lotus that I blind bought, the very first thing that I ever ordered from the brand. And so I decided that what with Christmas coming, I might treat myself to a little Christmas gift from me to me. And Teone Reinthal has a deal on their website at the moment. They've actually got a few deals. So what I would recommend is, if you're interested, if you follow the TRNP official Teone Reinthal Instagram, then you'll find out about all the releases and all the deals that she does. The deal that I went for was 4 scent pencils for the price of 3. I'm going to show you what they are in just a second. So I ordered the 4 scent pencils, and then just a few days after I placed my order, there was an announcement on her Instagram that there was a new fragrance called Bittersweet, based on 2020, which of course is the weirdest year that I think anyone living has ever experienced. It's bittersweet, so I think that means there'll be bittersweet notes in there. And they all sounded so up my street. Cocoa, Absolute, I think there's a Mysore sandalwood, there's a vanilla tincture in there. It just sounded amazing. And I can't lie, I was really hoping that when I placed my order, Teone might consider sending me a sample of it. And let's show you what I actually received. So I ordered 4 scent pencils, which was the deal: buy 3, get another 1 free. So that's what I ordered. Let me show you what I received. So in the package was some incense. I got a package of incense. It's called Trade Winds Exotic Spices Pure Aromatherapy Incense, Essential Oil Blend, Sweet Orange, Cinnamon, Star Anise, Atlas and Virginian Cedarwood, Patchouli, Cardamom, Ginger, Nutmeg, Allspice, Ylang Ylang, Labdanum and Benzoin. Sounds amazing. I have burnt one already. I burnt one pretty much as soon as I opened this package. So here's what it looks like. It's not on a wooden stick, it's just like that. Oh, and it does smell lovely. It is very spicy. You can smell the nutmeg actually, specifically. If you haven't smelt nutmeg or you're not 100% sure, I recommend getting the spice from the shop. Oh, it's such a lovely spice. It comes in little balls and then you have to grate them. And I like grating balls. That's just weird, isn't it? I really recommend, if you're looking to sort of understand smells, pick out scents in perfume, buying spices is a great way to start. If you don't already have spices in the kitchen, it's really good when you're out and about. If you hear about a perfumery note and you don't understand it, it's great to buy the spice, because usually you can buy spices very cheaply. So for example, fennel, not everyone understands what fennel smells like. It has a little bit of a licoricey smell. Buy the spice and smell it, and then you can understand. Anyway, we're going off kilter, aren't we? So this is lovely, and as I say, I didn't order it. It was an extra gift from Teone. So thank you so much, Teone. And I really, really enjoy this incense. I'm not someone who has invested really in quality incense in the past. A lot of my incense sticks are bought in a local shop for sort of £2 a pack. There is a rose incense that I order online that's a little more expensive, and I really enjoy that. But yeah, this is really nice, a really lovely scent in the air I got when I burnt my first stick from here. So I was so pleased to have that. And she also sent me this lovely little fish incense holder, I think you would call it. And I've just realised I had it upside down. I used it upside down. I put my stick in this hole here because I guess that's the pretty side of the colour, but actually looking at the back of it, it's clear to me now that you would put the stick in that side there. Anyway, it's so cute, it's super cute. Actually, I don't really know because that's indented like an ashtray. I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong. I think maybe I did it right the first time. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's very, very cute. It came in this little fabric pouch as well, which is just, these little touches are so cute. So there was that. She also sent me in another little pouch like this a solid perfume, and I did try this one earlier, so I'm not going to put this on my skin because we're going to be doing a more intensive look at 2 of these fragrances and I need my skin for that. This is called Honey Amber, and when I put it on my skin earlier I thought it had oud in it, and I'll tell you for why. There is no oud listed, and I would imagine if there was oud it would be listed. It says luxury solid perfume made from pure natural ingredients: orange blossom, star anise, night blooming jasmine, tolu balsam, benzoin coconut oil and organic beeswax. I think the jasmine's quite indolic and that's what's giving it an almost oud-like scent. But when I had it on my skin earlier, it really developed, and I didn't know, I mean, I don't know much about solid perfumes. I didn't know if there would be any development, but there really was. And I think it's the indoles that is in jasmine that can be described as fecal. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it smells like poo, but it does have this sort of oud-like or even animalic. There's a deer musk, real deer musk I've smelt in perfumery, almost veering in that direction, so kind of slightly challenging note. But it developed, and that indolic element did calm down quite a lot, and beautiful florals come through, but they're backed by a really rich background of notes. I mean, I couldn't necessarily pinpoint them, but really lovely. I really like that, and it's perfect for taking on holidays. So just a handy little tin, travel tin, but I mean, it's potent, and that is going to last a long time, so I really like that. So that's Honey Amber solid perfume. Thank you, Teone. I honestly, when I opened the package, I really did feel spoiled, because then I saw that there were not 4 scent pencils but 5. So I was like, what's the 5th one gonna be? And then my fingers were really strongly crossed, so crossed so hard that it might be bittersweet. Well, let's find out. So I'll quickly go through what I ordered. So one of them is called Tantra. I can't remember the notes to the specific perfumes now. So I think what we'll, oh, look at the colour of that. So that's Tantra. So this is your scent pencil. So it comes in a nice little box like this, and then it's a dense, there's a dense bottom to the glass. The glass feels thick, quite solid, not easily breakable, and it's a spray top. So I didn't bring paper, because we're going to need to go on paper with these. I've got a notebook here. Right, so we're going to spray 3 of these on paper, because, as I said, I need my skin for what's coming next. So Tantra. There we go. I'm just going to let that rest for a second and let the alcohol dissipate. I can smell it in the air already. This is, it reminds me, I've got East from Teone Reinthal. I guess it's reminding me a little bit of that. So it's a rich, Wow, okay. I feel like there might be some of those indoles I was just talking about in here. There's a little bit of a dirtiness and a floral element. So I can't remember the notes at all, but there's some exotic florals in here, and maybe it's jasmine, and I think it's indolic, but not overtly so. I could happily wear this and not feel like I'm unwashed or dirty or had just rubbed poo on myself or anything silly like that. It's incensey, it's got lots of darkness. I think there is that patchouli that Teone Reinthal uses. She has quite a lot of her perfumes have this beautiful patchouli, and I'm not usually a fan of patchouli, but I quite like the one that she uses. Gives off a slightly mentholated feel. Yeah, this feels like woods, incense, patchouli, musk, jasmine. I'm probably completely wrong. I do embarrass myself sometimes by reeling off notes that aren't generally not in perfumes, but this is how it smells to me. Very dark, very incensey, but not too dark. This is really nice. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So that one is Tantra. The next one is Ekaterina. It says Ekaterina, Ekaterina. Oh, this is a lighter colour juice. Look at that. So one would guess it's going to be a lighter perfume, but you never know. You never know. I'm going to rip off another bit of paper. So professional round here. So let's spray it. We'll waft that around, let the alcohol dissipate. Already a completely different feeling from this fragrance. It's a fresher, lighter fragrance, as the juice colour would suggest. I feel like, oh, iris. I feel like there's citruses and iris in here. Sweet florals. Oh, the iris in here. I'm assuming it's iris. I don't know, but it smells like iris to me. It's beautiful. It's more of a spring kind of fragrance. It smells like a floral, musk, iris scent. Pink, spring florals. Pink petals, soft petals. Nothing sharp here. A little bit of citrus giving it a lift, but it's not a citrus scent. Oh wow, this is super beautiful. And it's not the usual fragrance that I get that excited about, because it is a lighter, more spring-like fragrance, and my tendencies go towards heavier sort of incense, spices, vanilla, labdanum, you know, those kind of things are generally my favourite. But this, I'll tell you what it's reminding me of a little bit, which might not be that helpful to many of you. It's a fragrance called Robin by Miguel Matos for Bruno Accomparo, and he uses a really beautiful iris note in that. It's sumptuous, velvety, silky, and I feel like I'm getting that from this. It's not the same fragrance. That's a tuberose. I don't know if there's tuberose in here. Maybe there even is a little bit, but it's not punch you in the face. I always say this when I talk about a tuberose that I like. It's not, I say it's not tits and arse. You know, it's not brassy blonde, tits out, arse out, legs out. If there's tuberose in here, and then maybe because it's almost a bubblegummy feel that you can get sometimes from tuberose, sometimes from gardenia as well. But it's one of those exotic white florals, maybe even frangipani, a beautiful white floral. I know I was saying pink petals, and I'm still picturing pink petals as well, but the scent is of white florals, but very soft, not sharp, and a gorgeous iris, a buttery, sumptuous iris. Wow, I am so pleased with that. It's gorgeous. I want to wear this right now, but I'm saving myself because I want to talk about mainly the 2 new ones. We will be coming back to these in more videos, trust me. Trust me, it's happening. So the next one is gonna be Cocobolo. Cocobolo. And let's rip off a strip. And the name of this, I think, reminds me of, I've been after trying this one for quite a long time. So let's have a look at the juice colour. So we've got a darker juice again. And I'm pretty sure this one has got cocoa, probably cocoa absolute or a cocoa tincture. And I think this one has sandalwood and patchouli and vanilla and all that kind of stuff that I think Teone does so well. I think they're all in here, which is why I was kind of desperate to try this one. And I could even before I sprayed it, I could smell it from here. I can smell a really gorgeous spice. It's almost like from a distance, it's like a spicy, rich tobacco kind of scent. But let's see. I mean, this is a big fragrance because it's filling the room. It's absolutely filling the air around me. Now this is all I can smell. Yeah, so this smells like, I think it's got patchouli. It's quite dark and rich, spicy, but not, how can I explain the spices? I'm not entirely sure. It's got a warm kind of spicy feel, but I can't specifically say what spice I can smell here. It may be that some of the notes simply have a spiciness about them. Tonka and sandalwood can sometimes come off spicy. It's almost like a kind of fragrance that to me would represent pirates, or go back in time to the old days of shipping luxury goods, or even the spice route, the Silk Road, the trade route. I feel like I'm smelling old boxes, old wooden boxes of luxury goods, spices, rum. I feel like there's some alcohol in here, maybe like a rum, which is maybe why I'm thinking pirates. Yeah, it's got like a rich, spicy rum-like note, which I'm pretty sure isn't a listed note. But it's if you opened up a box of goodies from 500 years ago, and it's sort of teas and spices and the wood itself, and then there's bottles of rum and maybe sugar, vanilla pods, I don't know. It's very Teone. It's what she does best, really, these rich, spicy, woody, incensey fragrances. And it's difficult to actually describe the differences between these fragrances, and they are different, but to find the words to explain how one is different from the other, when I'm reliant on the words woody, incensey, spicy, but they can come in so many different shapes and colours and forms and pitches. It's really difficult to describe the differences in the different fragrances, but they are different. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like this, it also smells like tobacco. It smells like all the expensive goods from way back when. It's really, really good. Yes, so that's successful. I'm kind of glad. I was almost contemplating buying a full bottle of that one, That's so rich. That 10ml will absolutely do me. Quite possibly Ekaterina will be on the full bottle list at the moment. That's how I feel. But this one's very, very rich. I can see me wearing this on the coldest of days. Cuddling by the fireplace, roasting marshmallows. Not that this smells of marshmallows, but it's cozy. That's what I'm saying. It's cozy, it's cuddly, it's comforting. Yeah, that's good. So it looks like this is going to be another long video, and I do apologise for that. I'll have to premiere it, so at least we can all chat in the live chat. So if you're here in the live chat, then let's, what should we do? Let's do a Mexican wave. You have to, I think there's an emoji for that. So if you're in the live chat, you need to find the Mexican wave emoji. Right, then we don't need any more paper because we're going on skin with our next two. And okay, we're going to start with Irises. So Irises is a fairly new release, however it's reformulated from a previous release. So when you have a small batch artisanal perfumer dealing in only naturals, they will always have to reformulate because the ingredients often cannot be found again. They can find with Teone in particular, she finds very special ingredients, but usually only has a small quantity. So Irises, I believe, is reformulated because of that reason. Correct me if I'm wrong, Teone, if you watch this. So Irises, then, I was really excited when this was announced, and I knew that I was gonna, I wasn't quite sure if I was just gonna blind buy a full bottle or what, but I just knew I needed to try it. So here it is. I have a slight reservation in that it might not be sweet enough for me. Sometimes iris fragrances, and I love the note of iris, but sometimes iris fragrances that are all about iris can be too green, too earthy, too vegetal, and maybe not quite have the level of sweetness. And I don't think there's vanilla in here. And there's the only reservation that I've got. I think there's hyacinth. I'm trying to remember the notes now. Or itchy face. I think I might have a sweetie hair somewhere on my face. I can't remember all the notes, but hyacinth, I'm sure, is one of them, which is another note I actually don't really love. I don't hate it, don't love it. I find it a bit too aromatic, a little bit too herbal. But let's see, we're going to go on skin. So we're going to go on this hand. I am fresh from the shower. I've got clean skin, unperfumed lotion. So I am ready to go. Here we go. So we've got 3 sprays. I'm not breathing. I'm not breathing in. I'm afraid. I'm breathing in now. Ooh. Okay. Oh, it's pretty nice actually. So let's think. Yeah, the iris is prominent. It's got a little bit of sharpness, which I think might be a citrus note. Maybe a lemon, I'm not sure. The iris is gorgeous. Okay, the iris has a sweetness to it, which I wasn't expecting, but I'm really glad for. Almost going marshmallow. But if you take a marshmallow, cut the outside off, the powdered outside, and just smell that, and not the fluffy actual marshmallow. Does that make sense? So almost just like a very fluffy powdered sugar, but it's not particularly sugary. It really is an iris fragrance, but it's got a depth. It's got a little freshness on the top, a little fresh, a little sharp, but it's got a base of, I don't know if it's a wood, I don't know if I can't remember the notes. I don't know if there is patchouli or if there's amber, or I don't think there was amber because that would have reassured me it would be sweet enough. I think, maybe there's some of that lovely sandalwood. It's again, it's like incense as well. It's that kind of like walking into a shop that just sells incense, but it's got all the different flavors all there. So it's like hitting you in the face with incense, not burning, unburnt. And then this beautiful iris that isn't too green. In fact, I don't even know if I'd call it green at all. I can smell familiarity of some of Teone's signature ingredients here. So it's kind of woody, whether it's sandalwood, I don't know. I really like this. It's quite unusual. It's not soft. If you're thinking soft, powdery, makeup powder, lipstick, that kind of iris, it's in there, but it's sitting on top of much stronger material. So you can smell this beautiful iris, this lovely soft powdery thing. You can smell it's there, but you've got dark incense and woods. You've got a mystery and intrigue. And it feels to me like those dark woods and incense are kind of taking over at the moment. So that lovely, light, fluffy, soft cloud of iris, the marshmallow exterior is kind of being driven away by the darker notes. It's still there, but it's less prominent than it was. I'm really hoping that it comes back, but I'm sure things are going to change. Things are going to change, I know it. But that is really, really interesting fragrance. Amazing, in fact. Amazing. Do I love it? I wouldn't say that at the moment. I like it. I like it a lot. And I love how unique it is. So let's see. We're going to go bittersweet now. I'm so excited. Yes, I got bittersweet. So that was the extra one. I don't know if I already told you that, but that was the extra one that Teone included. And I can't wait to try it. So it's going on my right wrist. And here we go. These fragrances are so, how to explain it, so rich, dense, multifaceted, interesting, that I don't recommend you do what I'm doing right now. If you were to order samples, I would suggest that you only try 2 or 3 in the same day, and certainly not in the same sitting, because they fill the air. So even while I'm smelling one, I'm probably also smelling the other. But I'm doing this for your benefit, and I'll be taking my time to explore these fragrances one by one, and they are so worth the time to explore them. Shall we try bittersweet now? It's quite oily, look. So that's not alcohol, that's perfume oil now. The alcohol should have gone. Let's try it. Ooh. Oh, it smells gingery. First thing I'd say, it smells gingery. On ginger and orange. And I do recall there's a note of bitter orange in here. And cocoa. There's cocoa absolute and a tincture of cocoa. So, but it doesn't smell like a chocolate orange, which you might expect with bitter orange and cocoa. It's more like it's kind of a powdery texture to it. It's not like it smells of powder, but the texture maybe of the cocoa, might be the cocoa, but it's almost like you're smelling cocoa powder, then a hint of orange, but it's more like smelling an orange liqueur, chocolate orange liqueur, maybe like, is it Grand Marnier? And there is a bitterness here. This is not chocolate, this is cocoa. There's no sugar, there's no milk. It's black, it's black cocoa. It's not sweetened cocoa at all. I want a hot chocolate now. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to develop, but for now, it's quite a dense fragrance. Dark, rich. Not, I wouldn't call it decadent. I think decadent would be sweeter. I guess this is the chocolate connoisseur's chocolate, the tiny little piece of 100% cocoa, fair trade, hand-picked cocoa beans at dawn by nymphs. Yeah, this isn't as sweet as you might expect, but maybe it's called bittersweet for a reason. I'm getting more bitterness than sweetness. So I think that's long enough, 32 minutes. My plan was to really do in depth on the iris and the bittersweet, but there simply isn't time. So we'll call this a first impressions, and look out for my next video from this house, because I'm going to be covering these fragrances. And I'd say for the moment my favourite is Ekaterina, the lighter one, believe it or not. So this is because I'm clean all around here. Just to add confusion to matters, I've got different fragrances on each wrist. See, look at that oil. Different fragrances on each wrist. We're now going up here with Ekaterina. Absolutely love it. Love, love, love. So that's Ekaterina. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it was a bit long, but sometimes we like a long one, don't we? Comment down below if you like a long one. You could even do an aubergine emoji if you want. Hopefully you did enjoy it though. Do like, subscribe and all that malarkey, and I will see you in another video.